Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again. We are here with an Element Scrim right before Christmas. As you can tell from our nice hats, we are ready in the holiday festivities. Man of class, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing great. I was in the winter spirit, got the skiers, got the mountains, got everything going on, and of course, indeed the hat. I was gonna have more happening, like snow and a good background, but you know how it works. Technology, long distance. I'm in Europe. Everyone else is in NA, so that connection just doesn't work. It's just this how it is. I'm sorry, guys. I wanted it to be cooler too, but nothing is going to be cooler than Element Solo Scrims. Yeah, No Way's actually out now, taken out by Wonderful. That's another name that we're not going to be seeing in the end game right now. And we are arriving to that. This circle is almost big enough that anybody can be spotted. And this is a 1v1 that Gigabyte straight away going into is indeed running the Tempest on the main. And now as they've switched over to Fire, a lot of pyro shots going out as well as those wind shears, trying to get the number on their opponent, but that flash freeze just in their way. The Shadow Step, no, that's not going to bait Gigabyte. Gigabyte's going to be right on your tail, just finishing it off with a few more wind shears, maybe a pyro blast, and that will be all she wrote. One more shot will do it, and there we go. Wonderful out of the game. 4 players left, 4 exiles on the board, and this is going to be Gigabyte trying to run for the hills a little bit. They are actually under a bit of fire and don't want to get caught out. Spring Step Rune being used very actively with those wind shears to get on top of this tower, and the mobility of the Tempest class. That's what you always talk about. There's so much potential for that, and it's such a fluid motion that Gigabyte's pulling out right now. It's beautiful to see.
And he also got a nice little reward for finishing that kill. The Scavenging Proc gave him a lot of resources. He still has a bit of armor left, taking some poke from this third party. But as you said, using that Tempest mobility to his biggest advantage. 4 players remaining in the game, the same amount of kills that Gigabyte has to his name. We'll see if he can clean up the rest of this lobby. As you said as well, full scrolls all stacked up. He's ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. Just needs to wait for those pots to tick. He's ready now.
So we know that Juanchito and Gigabyte are in there, but there's 2 other players that I don't think have been in the kill feed for the last 5 kills. So we actually have a few question marks right now. That is super cool to see, because that's still a surprise left for us. And now we can kind of start theorizing who could they be. Well, one of them is going to get taken out here. That's Insomniac Panda. Unfortunately, won't be able to make it further in this lobby. 2 more players next to Gigabyte. One is going down here. That's APTR 061, and now it's Gigabyte versus Juanchito. Who's going to take this one out? It is, well, it's Tempest versus, I think, Toxicologist it was. So that's Juanchito trying to take this one out. Electric Storm following up. Gigabyte placing that one beautifully between him and his opponent. And now he's going after it with the CC. Beautifully done. The Lightning Strike comes down. Gigabyte looking for those last few shots. A lot of longer range tick damage. Not the big burst. We don't have to have that as long as you can hit a beautiful combo with a few of those abilities. Both players on low in the reds, less than half health left. This is going to be one for the ages, one to see, and that is the ARG. Juanchito cannot hit more shots, and it is the complete control of Gigabyte with those tornadoes, with those lightning strikes that takes the win in the end. And it looks like they're running the Stone Shaper main, which is interesting because Stone Shaper has, of course, had a little bit of a nerf. There's a damage fall off now. It doesn't hit as high as it used to. It doesn't go down hills, like down steep slopes as much as it used to. Kamsky, though, here in a 1v1 running with that Toxicologist and the Pyro on the offhand, I feel like, is looking for a few hits on this other player and is actually getting quite a few. There's the first exile down on APTR 061.
Issue in these final circles, as Juanchito is in even more of a problematic state, looking to get a quick pot off. His opponent doing a nice job chasing him down, but Juanchito's using that line of sight aggressively, trying to space out. Wonderful will follow him and follow the kill, but he's low, and another player smells blood in the water. Wonderful looking for it, throws down that frost sorcery, but he doesn't quite have the movement. He's just too low now with no cooldowns. Kamsky just kills him. 6 people down due to Kamsky's rampage, and 9 people left in the game. We'll see what he can do with the rest of this lobby, but it's looking grim.
And now we're going to go over to Gigabyte, also still in this lobby. So we're going to have Gigabyte, Kamsky, Mobius, 571, and of course, a few other players, but it's only 7 left. And Gigabyte also still on 0 exiles. Must have been a quiet game for them.
Yeah, for sure. And he has 4 tornadoes, but not even enough space to use them. His opponent is just chasing him down. It is
Oh
him who finishes
no.
off that kill. Also, I want to give credit quickly to Delicious Wetfish because even though he lost that 1v1, he was playing that fight excellent. We'll see what Kamsky can do, though. This is another excellent player as he throws down that Shadow Step. Isn't quite spotted here. Will have a bit of area to work with, but decides to go for the pot instead. 8 kills to Kamsky's name, and he could make it a 10 bomb here. It is quite likely knowing this player and his pop-off potential. Look at the way he uses those clouds to keep himself mobile and keep himself looking for that high ground angle. It's a beautiful combo onto this player, and now he's looking to take that spot. But the opponent does another good job of fighting off the Toxicologist pressure. We'll see what Kamsky makes the decision. I don't think he wants to continue scrapping for that high ground. It's too risky, and he knows he can just clean up some kills around the edges.
Exactly. You don't need to fight a position that's going to be out of the zone soon, anyways. Now it's getting straight off shot into the back. Kamsky is just hovering in this tree. Beautiful mechanic, of course, to be able to do that. And has now got the Toxic Cloud and the Shadow Step to just keep themselves occupied, keep themselves hidden while the fighting is going on. 5 players left in this lobby, including Kamsky. One of them is Mobius. Again, one of them is. Well, I mean, who else is left? Really, we don't really know because we can't see them in the kill feed recently. We'll be curious to see what Kamsky's going to choose to do with it. He's going to choose to edge play this and just see when there's only like 2 or 3 other players left. Doesn't have to do it for the Exiles. He's already got 8 on the board, but might still want to get some more. You know, can go for the 10 bomb still. 4 players left as Darkbreakers takes down no ace. So that is Darkbreakers, Mobius, Kamsky, and 1 mystery player that we haven't seen the name of just yet. Who will be taking the cake here? I don't know, Place. It's going to be either way because it all depends on who hits the right shot at the right time. And Kamsky is not doing it at the moment. It's just getting hit with a lot of shots.
Yeah, he got his cloud blown up too, so he had to wait for his cooldowns. Took him a little bit of a delay to make this work happen, but now he's getting down on the low ground. Looked like he might be hunting for somebody going for a potion, but instead he will be the one looking to reset. Small HP pot drank, no armor to be seen for him, so he's going to have to do this with nothing but HP. Running up now, looking from the low ground. He does have that ice in the pocket, does have a ton of damage potential. Looking with the double outbreak combo! Mobius goes down and the 1v1 continues. Kamsky looking to just take a game. Oh my goodness, just like that, a snap of the fingers, and Kamsky goes crazy to take game 2. Yeah, Armon, like you kind of mentioned right there, his usage of the rune, always dodging out abilities, really great reaction time from him, also keeping his cursor under control as he flicks his way around the fight. He will get out of that one, just a little bit of armor he has to drink to catch up. And also, oh, you already updated Dramsey, but yes, this is game 3 out of 8. So no worries, my friend. You got plenty of time to get in here. Obviously, there's no punishment for being late. Just join the lobby and get cracking. We got Armin also cracking off at this opponent. Doesn't quite get that small charge frost shot to go, but he will keep looking. Nice outbreak and quick reaction time from him as he moves forward with the kill. Armin taking down No Ace, representing the Xbox community with a beautiful wipe onto No Ace TTV.
Yeah, no ace out of the game, and Armon just popping out in this lobby so far. 3 exiles. There's only 14 players left. I mean, you know, we were hoping that Trapology might be able to be the first console player to win a scrim, but unfortunately, Trapologist took too long to figure out how Discord works, and now Armon might take away the win. APTR takes out SK Kuaxi, and GGXGGs, or Gigabyte, as we know them more, is now in a 1v1 with another player. The Toxic Clouds are everywhere in these games. Toxicologist is definitely back in a big way, but Gigabyte has nothing to do with that. Is still running that same build, gets the kill here on the Ilya. And Ilya, you had a great start, but unfortunately, that knowledge potion is now Gigabyte's. He's going to be able to get further in this lobby with them.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things to watch, you know, because players always try to be strategic, of course, when they pop knowledge potions, trying to save it for the moment that it's most needed. But when you die before you manage to drink it and you just give it away to an opponent, that one hurts. Nonetheless, GG's to Ilya. He's had a fantastic game in this game 3, unfortunately falling to Gigabyte at this point. But now we see what Gigabyte will do with the rest of this momentum he now has. Does have the Featherfall triple staff. Interesting choice with Tempest. Not as common to be seen, but we know the Gigabyte knows his class. Although this isn't Conduit, which is what Gigabyte is known for, I'm assuming he's theory crafting this one and he's thought of how Featherfall fits into the build. I'm just excited to see how it does from our perspective. ARG Juanchito, though, with this nice skin, trying to walk off this opponent, has the legendary Toxic. His damage should be high, but he got caught in such a bad spot. Low HP, or sorry, low armor now as he tries to fight this player off, and he's just getting cut into multiple angles. Juanchito looking for Frost Alacrity, once again smashed for his shield, and looking to break away multiple players to go towards Mana Class. This is a disaster. When the circle gets this small, there is nowhere to run. Juanchito just running into new players and taking more and more danger. Looking for his turnaround. Does have recklessness, so he will be able to do massive damage if he can land a shot, but he's not even interested in such an action. He just wants to get off and pot.
He really does, and he just got caught out in his rotation about 4 or 5 times, and even messed up jumping on that mountain in the first occasion. But I think he got lucky by running into like 2 or 3 different players, so there's an entire fight going on there with no one being able to focus him down anymore. Unfortunately, Primos doesn't give up that easily, takes them down. Meanwhile, Wonderful taken out by Toxky. That's I think that's just an alt account for Kamsky, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, if it's not, still a new player in there, and Primo now being able to zone keep another player as that Spellstorm is edging in, and Primo's in a prime position to take this player out of the rotation, at least cut them off at their rotation.
Yeah, he is doing a good job of boxing this out. Also, remember, he's rocking the Stone Shaper, so you can make it rain down the hill with those shockwaves if you get the angle. It is only a common rarity, but now he actually loses advantage on that rotation, getting cut off. The action he was taking to try to cut off the opponent got superseded by another player cutting him off, so Primo's now in the back foot, trying to get his potions. Does have a nice spot, a bit of cover in here to get a little bit of space for himself, but 8 players left. Primo has limited time to make a play and make a cut into the final circle. Now this is his attempt. Looking for that fire. Can't quite get it to go, but the shockwave opened him up nicely. Primo still watching, gets the backhand, but decides not to fight right there, making the active choice to move out, pick up a couple more resources, and take a stab at it at a different time.
Yeah, you do really want to not engage when you're not ready, and Gigabyte might not be ready right now because the emo girl out of 2004, taking them out of the race, is now in another fight with another player. Big Dragonfire explosion in the middle of that house. That's not how you keep good architecture in place, but at least these houses aren't blowing up. And Armon out of the game. Unfortunately, the console hero eliminated here. Nemo Girl 2004 is going to try and go on and get this game W. 4 players in the lobby, and they're one of it. Are they going to be able to take out this next player? I think they want to take a little bit of a break and heal, because they do need a few more shield and health potions to get back up. Luckily, they got a few shards and pots in the belt. Now looking for the next shot, actually being ambushed here, but they have the high ground. They're okay, and they're running that Stone Shaper, so the high ground's exactly where they need to be. Get sniped from the side. That was a beautiful frost shot, and Emo Girl now's got to run for the hills. Well, run off the hills to be more precise, because they got to heal. And there's the Toxic coming from the side. This is might very well be Kamsky that's trying to ambush them, and you don't get away from Kamsky that easily if you are Emo Girl 2004. Only one more spray, if anything, and there they go. The Toxicologist spray out of the game you go. 2 other players next to Toxky in the lobby, and this is what you like to see. This is where this power comes in from these players, where they use their abilities not effectively, but add rage. Not a trans out of there. Toxky, one more opponent in the lobby. The circle is quite big. He's got to move over to it. But, you know, you might be gate capped, but you know they're not going to be, worried about that. You've seen the Frost Shots hits before. This is going to be a 1v1 for the ages. I'm looking forward to this. Who's going to be taking home game 3? Is it going to be Toxky or Kamsky? As you know, pretty sure it's Kamsky. Or is it this other player? I don't actually know who it is, because they haven't been popping in the kill feed in the recent shots.
Yeah, we'll find out soon, but Kamsky doesn't even care about any names. Moving right forward, hitting a beautiful Frost Knife to open it up. We'll see what he can do. Still full HP, full armor, no fear in his heart. Hits that Toxic in the offhand as he switches. That was just disgusting. I cannot even cast this man's gameplay. It is too clean. He just hit him with the flick, moved down, sniped him right before the line of sight gets broken. Kamsky, put that on YouTube. Another clean drop, winning 2 games in a row. And we're moving on to game 4, MOC. He's doing a really good job of just breaking that line of sight wherever possible. We get back just in time to see Mobius finish off a kill onto another player on the low ground of the side hill. Mobius will have space now to take that safeguard potion, should get him close to full, and those little amenities will get him the rest of the way. We'll see if he can challenge Kamsky in this final circle. It's looking like Kamsky will certainly be one of the last fighters in this zone. We see Cozy is also in here. We got Pineapples making some work happen. Over at Kamsky once again, he is on that Tempest, moving his way through the castle, finding yet another bush to hide in. His opponent didn't seem to spot him out. Lucky for him, Kamsky now taking that quick dash, looking to break that close the distance, I should say, as now Kamsky just finishes off that kill right on time. Does take a shockwave, did also spot his opponent taking some movement, looking for the kill, finishes it off onto Dork, but Kamsky just keeps that momentum flowing. Dashes through that crevice and gets open to a pot spot. So clean to watch and so clean to see that decision making just happen in an instant from Kamsky. Now we're watching Jelly Belly representing the PS4 community. We'll see what he can do on that Toxicologist. He's opting for the stone off and he goes for the bush as well, but gets spotted and now steps on it, looked like a puddle for half a second, trying to rotate out if he can, throws down the clouds. He will be able to get away from that fight, but his HP is not looking great, and the worst part is he has no armor to drink in his inventory.
Yeah, also no scavenging, so even just trying to third party get a kill doesn't matter. You can see already he's trying to go to another place on the map, trying to maybe see. I think you saw a player drop there. They have armor shards. Oh, Jelly Belly, you see armor shards. You think, oh, I can get that kill, but that might be a Tempest player you do not want to fight here. Jelly Belly running away from everything here, gets shocked up, boosted back into, by their own advantage. He missed, and this will be the death to Pineapples. Pineapple still in this lobby, will be able to potentially take away this game, but Kamsky is obviously still at large. Only 3 players in the lobby next to Pineapples. One of them is Kamsky. The other 2 are Mobius and Cozy. So, yeah, another different top 4 that we saw in the last few games. Especially Cozy's been really quiet tonight. Hope they can get some good plays out here, because we haven't really seen much of him just yet.
Yeah, and that's so unlikely. Every time I watch these scrims and cast these scrims, Cozy is always popping off. So it's good to see him now picking up the momentum. We'll see if he can take this game. Look at Pineapple just beaming down what should be Kamsky on the Tempest. And now he's not afraid. He's going to keep on going forward, but the trade comes out. He had a great fight into Kamsky, but Kamsky stays calm and finishes the kill. He is low, though, and now he has to make that decision to rotate. His opponents could key into this one, but they actually are distracted with fighting each other. And now Kamsky will get the full reset that he needs. And this is just a nightmare scenario for the rest of the lobby.
Oh, they almost had him too. He switched over to the fire offhand as well. Was running the toxic earlier, of course. So this will be no snipe lobby, at least from Kamsky. There won't be any ice lances that just hit you from across the map. I think that might be some comfort. But then again, it's Kamsky. He doesn't necessarily need that. Spots a beautiful safeguard potion across the map. Sees maybe some other things happening, and now he's got a full belt again. I mean, that's just what you do. You're able to disengage and actually loot up and just heal up everything you just lost. Kamsky's going to be coming back in full force. And meanwhile, we're still going to have Cozy as well as, was it Mobius, waiting around here, not knowing where everybody else is. The circle's still closing. Spellstorm is nearing the borders, and we'll see where this final zone ends up. Will Cozy have to move? Will Kamsky have to move? Will Mobius have to move? Does any of the 3 actually know where the other 2 are? It's all question marks, and we're going to have the answers very soon.
Now we'll see, as we do actually see that fight break out right on your call. Now Cozy's going to go forward, hits him with a nice outbreak, has the shot and lands it too. Can he follow it up for the kill? Having such a great opening to this fight, and now just trying to keep his eyes locked on the opponent, but the movement is there. Cozy doing a great job to open that fight up, and can't quite finish it. Takes a little bit of outside damage from the fire wall as well, and he's no armor left. Does see, looks like Kamsky's going to try to clean up the kill that Cozy started, and now Cozy will have a chance to pot, but he loses his chance to get that opening kill as well. We should see a clean 1v1 after the fight over the hill ends up finishing, but I'm not sure if Cozy could have done anything more there other than hit that frost snipe to finish the kill. He will now have to challenge the 1v1 against the Tempest Kamsky unless the other player on the side can break out in that 1v1. Going to be interesting to see how this one breaks down for sure. Also, just quickly answering Skittle's question, was there a season before this one for Element? We have been doing tournaments for quite a while now. There has been multiple tournament events with cash prizes that you can check out if you want to see. But back to the action now, Man of Class. I'm not sure if we're going to see this one wind down as soon as we thought.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very interesting finish to this game. All players don't really want to give up the ground. They've all rotated into this castle area right now. We'll be able to all engage at their own terms, at least. That is Kamsky shooting at Cozy, I'm fairly certain, with that, with the Tempest and the fire in the offhand. But where is Mobius? There is Mobius. It actually was Mobius already shooting at them. Now Kamsky comes in. Kamsky taking a lot of damage, though. He's already taken out Cozy and Mobius, the last 2 players left. And who's going to have the health advantage? It's probably Mobius. Dunking in there with the Fireball and the Flash Freeze, making sure that they can have nowhere to go. Both health bars are very low, though. Cozy actually evening up the damage quite nicely. Still a little bit of a disadvantage, but a few good hits can change everything. Using no ability around the map, dodges under the bridge. This might be Cozy finishing it off. Beautiful movement. That's it. Mobius gets finished off, and Cozy somehow, some way coming back from a double deficit. He was getting third-partied, but Cozy turns around and says, "Not today."